Hi, everybody. I'm Hugo Barra, a proud venture partner at Atlantico. A little bit about my background. I've spent 25 years working the consumer software and hardware world. I started my career in the startup, ended up at Google in the early days of mobile, was the first VP of product on the Android team, then moved over to the other side of the ecosystem, worked at Xiaomi in China for several years through the IPO. Had a great time. Then ran VR at Meta back in Silicon Valley, and several years ago left the big tech world to go back into startups. Did some work in consumer healthcare, and more recently have been. I'm one of the co-founders of a company called Dreamer, which is a very exciting new platform that is, I think, trying to do something special in this AI era. Uh, I'd like to talk about my big idea. My big idea takes me back to the early days of mobile at Google and Android. Sort of having a first row seat in that world was pretty fantastic. What happened, around 2010 was we moved to from one computing paradigm to the other. We kind of flipped the page in the history of computing because we went from this sort of web-centric world to this mobile-centric world and the smartphone app economy. And so many things changed and so many great companies were created and so many great companies stopped existing or began to stop existing. And I believe that what's happening right around now is another one of those big page turns. I think we are inevitably moving into the next computing era. And it will take a few years for us to realize that that actually happened. But I firmly believe that right around now, some of the most important new principles of this new computing paradigm are being defined. Things to do with developer paradigms, with user paradigms, with UI, with even sort of device form factors. A lot of things are going to happen in the next couple of years that are going to determine the next 15. And our big idea is that this new computing paradigm is going to be all about personal software. This idea that every piece of software that you use is yours. It was either created by you for you, or it was created by your AI for you. It's software that morphs with your needs every single day. It's software that gets constructed and deconstructed, for maybe a single use. And the range of use cases is basically everything. I like to talk about this idea that someone or perhaps multiple people are now building the final product, the final software platform. Because once you have a platform that can express itself on any number of devices that exist or that are yet to come, that can create any piece of software for any individual or group of people, you kind of are done. And I think that is what we are going to see in the coming years. There will be some companies doing this that maybe didn't exist a few years ago. We obviously aspire to being that team as well. And it's this idea of personal software that works just for you. And there are some really simple examples. You're going on a trip. Your AI will make you and your family and those who are coming on that trip together an app that's beautiful, that's incredibly detailed and rich and interactive. And that app exists during that trip and it stops existing during that trip. Think of like putting the itinerary for your trip in a Google Doc. Well, now it's going to be an app. And it doesn't make sense for existing software companies to create apps for an N of one. That would never be scalable. But in this new world of personal software, it is.